Guts and Glory and Concord Pacific Women's Guts and Glory final 2,000-meter race.
This is bound to be very exciting.
Mm-hmm. This is always the most exciting. This is not just a straight distance race. It's kind of like a rectangle shape or like an oval shape. And so the boats will go down 500 meters down one way, turn left, always turn left, do another 500 meters, turn left again, do another 500 meters, and then turn left a final time. So that's 3 turns and 4 straight legs of 500 meters each way, totaling.
That is definitely not a sprint.
2K. It is definitely not a sprint. It is very much an endurance piece.
And it's also a pursuit, so there's a staggered start. 1 boat every 10 seconds or so.
And that's what makes it extra fun, is we have 18 boats all on the water at the same time, staggered. Starter is telling them, hey, this is exactly how it's going to go. Please line up properly.
So I believe the open teams will run first.
That's right.
Followed by the women's teams.
The opens crews, it looks like there are, only 5 of them. And then we have 12 ladies crews. 13 ladies crews, excuse me.
So because of the staggered start, it's sometimes very difficult to tell who's actually in first because it is a timed race.
That's right. So don't pay attention to who crosses the line first. If the boat if the boat passes the boat that's in front of them, generally that means they're probably faster than them because it means they've made up that 10 or 12 second stagger. But we always also go from slowest to fastest. That's how they're seated. So again, open is first and then women's. So we have here, starting with the open division, which we'll flip to in just a second on your screen. Five open crews. Here we go. Killer Guppy Warriors in Boat 1. Boat 2 is Wham Neon Open. Boat 3, LMOCC, Lake Merced Outrigger Canoe Club. Boat 4, Dragon Zone Premier Opens with the Z. And then Boat 5, Dragon Zone Premier Open. Now that's the 5 open crews, again, from slowest to fastest. Then we start the women, again, starting from slowest to fastest. Wham Women in Boat 6. Boat 7 is Killer Dragon Guppies. Boat 8, Prairie High Performance Women. Boat 9, Catch 22 Tsunami. And then we'll wait until it flips. It's on an automatic loop. There we go. Boat 10, Wasabi Force Women. Boat 11, FLCC Sea Dragons, that's Fort Langley. Boat 12, FCRCC Senior Sea Women from False Creek here. Boat 13, the Dragon Ladies, also from False Creek. Boat 14, VIP Gorging Dragons White. Boat 15, False Creek Masters. Boat 16, VIP Gorging Dragons Red, the reigning champs from last year. Boat 17, Dragon Zone Premier Women. And Boat 18, Rebels USA.
So interesting to see multiple teams from the same clubs racing against each other.
This is super exciting. Yeah, we were just saying that means they have to make sure they have enough steers.
Yes, that's right. All the steers to go around.
That's right. There are never enough of us to go around.
Never. So the starter is actually now on the water, so as opposed to being on the shoreline. And they are having their safety talk and rules talk right now,
That's
it looks
right.
like. And you'll hear a horn about every 10 seconds, and then you'll know that a new boat is going to start.
Now on your screen, so another thing you'll notice on your screen is that there are no heads or tails.
Right.
And we deliberately take the dragon heads and tails off for safety reasons. There occasionally are crashes or hits or scuffs and skids in these 2,000-meter races because it is just chaotic sometimes, so many boats on the water. So just in case, to make sure everybody is safe and to make sure the boats are not too damaged, we always take off the heads and tails.
Yep, safety first.
That's right.
It's also because this race involves turns, and dragon boats do not turn very easily, so there's a very high chance there'll be a little bit of tapping, collision / jostling going on. So you don't want those heads and tails to get damaged.
It sure can happen. That's right.
Boat 1 is looking ready.
Yep, and that's Killer Guppy Warriors. Again, that's Killer Guppies down from SoCal, combining with Dragon Warriors from Northern California. Their sister teams, and this is the open boat. So it's their 10 men from KG and 10 men from Dragon Warriors.
But in the open division, there are no rules about the number of men or women that you need to have on a boat, and the age restrictions also go away.
Yes, that is a very good point. Open boats tend to be mostly men, and so that's what DW and KG have pulled from each of their boats. And you'll notice that we have 3 lines here, basically, and that's boats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first row.
There you go.
6 boats across, and then we have the next 6 and then the final 6. So there we are now off. This is the final race of the day. That's Killer Guppy Warriors out in boat number 1. We'll see how long they can fend off the boat right behind them. That's Wham Neon Open in boat 2. They've just started. And again, the part that makes this really exciting is that the faster boats start behind. So the faster boats tend to catch up to them on purpose. That's LMOCC, Lake Merced Outrigger Canoe Club.
Junior team.
Junior team indeed, made of multiple junior crews from Northern California. There's boat 4, Dragon Zone Premier Opens with the Z at the end.
You can see their aggressive posture.
And there's the final one, Dragon Zone Open Premier. This is the fastest club of the day, pulling the fastest time of the day in the 500 meters with a 156, sub 2 by a lot. Here we go, starting the women's division. This is Wham Women in boat number 6. That's 2 Wham boats so far from the Washington Masters Dragon Boat Club. Boat number 7 has just been called off as well. That's Killer Dragon Guppies. Again, this is now the women of the Killer Guppies and Dragon Warriors from San Francisco. Boat 8 has also just gone off. That's Prairie High Performance Women. I'm sure we'll see them in just a second.
They got a little bit of a slow start.
There they are. That's boat 8.
Boat 9, half a boat already on their tail.
Yeah, that's right. There's boat 10. That's Wasabi Force Women. Wasabi down from Wasabi Paddling Club down in Portland, Oregon. Boat 11 has just gone off. That's Fort Langley Canoe Club Sea Dragons. I'm going to assume that the C stands for Senior C.
Correct.
60 plus. So these are all 60 plus ladies. Following them is another 60 plus crew, FCRCC, Senior C Women, and that's False Creek Racing Canoe Club. Very, very strong team. There they are, boat 12. Boat 13, just heard that horn. That's the Dragon Ladies. That's boat 14, VIP Gorging Dragons White out of Vancouver Island. On the bottom of your screen, you can see that the first boat is already approaching the turn. There they are. They're into that turn now. We just heard the horn go off for boat 15, False Creek Masters. As they're starting their start, boat number 1 is going through that turn. That's my very good friend Keith, actually.
Good job, Keith.
He and I steer South Breeze together. There's boat 16. They just started. VIP Gorging Dragons Red. Woo! Killer Guppy Warriors again out in boat 1, looking really nice through that turn, straightening out now, going down the second of the 2 500-meter straights. Boat 17, Dragon Zone Premier Women, has just gone off. You can see that nice fast start, but they also know they have to conserve a bit of energy. And the final boat in this race, the Rebels USA, boat number 18.
Fastest women's team today.
Fastest women's team today.
The amazing thing about this race too is most teams will actually do a full start.
Yes, they will.
To get a little bit of, get the boat moving and up on the water, and then it's really about endurance.
That's right. So again, in the bottom right of your screen, you can see how many boats have already passed the halfway point, have already made that first turn. We can see boats 1 and 2 are on the left side of your screen over there. They are coming back down the pike. This is the second of the 4 500-meter legs.
They're more than halfway through their second 500 meters right now.
That's right, and they're approaching is that the halfway point?
They're just over halfway.
Yeah, so that's 250 meters through that one. Now at the bottom of your screen, you can see the next set of boats coming down into that turn. That one inside boat taking a nice tight turn to the buoys. That's always optimal because that's less distance to go than that outside boat that was unfortunately forced to go outside.
Because there is right-of-way rules on the course, is that right?
That's right. So before each buoy, before each turn, there's a special turn buoy, the 50-meter buoy, and whoever has overlap. So if the one boat is in front of the other by a certain amount, that boat gets priority, and that boat has right-of-way to take the inside line because it is advantageous. We can see exactly on the bottom right of your screen, same thing. Look at all these boats going 2 abreast going into this turn. The inside boat has that advantage, and the outside is having to travel a further distance, right? More meterage. That one boat at the apex now is taking a nice clean turn by itself. It's going really nice tight to the buoys. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that opportunity.
Here are the first 2 boats already approaching the second 500-meter turn.
That's right. Boat number 1 is being passed by, is that boat 5?
Whoa.
Whoa, boat 5, Dragon Zone Premier Open, perhaps as expected, as the number 1 seed in the open division, has overlap over boat number 1. There it is at the top left of your screen. Oh my God, Dragon Zone Premier Open is catching them already. They're absolutely walking away with this race, which is terrific. They're going into that second turn now.
They have a nice inside line, tight to the boys.
Perfect expectations, excuse me, perfect turn, meeting my expectations of a really, really nice turn here. Beautiful.
They're just paddling right through, so there's different techniques for turning, but they just seem to paddle right through.
That's right. Sometimes you have some crews posting or drawing on one side or the other to help push the boat along, pull the nose alongside, because these things don't turn very quickly. You can see the crew right behind that, boat number 4, is also catching up. That's Dragon Zone Premier Opens, again with that Z. And then right behind them is boat number 2, Wham Neon Open, who has been passed by both boat 4 and boat 5. And same thing with boat number 3 back there, LMOCC, Lake Merced Outrigger Canoe Club, taking a little bit of a wide line. It looks like they need to, that steer needed to, pull a little bit more on it, crank the oar. I think that's my friend Jackie, actually. Good job, Jackie. He needs to dig in just a touch more, but I'm not out there, so I'm sure the water is very chaotic and choppy too.
Absolutely.
2Ks, especially with 18 boats on the water is moving all the time. It is impossible to steer straight with these things.
You definitely have a wake that's going to get in your way a little bit.
Absolutely. Bottom right of our screen, beautiful shot of 3 or 4 boats abreast. Oh my God. That's boat 15 on the far right and 13 on the left. 13 on the left is Dragon Ladies and 15 is False Creek Masters on the right. We can see that boat in the middle. I'm not quite exactly sure who that is.
Hard to see from this angle.
It is tough.
We have the women's crews coming around the turn at the east side of the creek here now.
On the far side. Coming down to that second turn now is boat number 6. This is Wham Women. This is the first of the women's boats. It looks like so far the ladies' boats are almost all in order. We have Wham Women, and then we have boat 7, boat 8, and boat 9. But I do see boat 11 having crept up, and boat 12 is starting to creep up too. Going into their second turn now is boat number 6. That's Wham Women. And on the top of your screen, you see boats 9 and 8 fighting it out. Looks like boat 9 is starting to pass boat 8. That's Catch 22 Tsunami in 9 and Prairie High Performance Women in 8.
They have that nice inside line.
Going into that turn, that's Wham Women making that really nice left turn. Ooh, that inside line.
Really tight.
Super tight.
Over the buoy.
Tapping the buoy. That's perfect. That's boat number 9. That's Catch 22 Tsunami. They've now passed boats 7 and 8. Boat 7 is Killer Dragon Guppies with those neon yellow hats. And right on their inside is boat number 8, Prairie High Performance Women. Now, all the way on the inside there is boat 12. That's FCRCC, False Creek Racing Canoe Club Senior C Women. That's a Senior C crew.
They've gone from 12. They're going to pass 9 pretty soon.
That's right. Going into that next turn now is boat 16. That's VIP Gorging Dragons Red, the reigning champions in the women's division. Right behind them is False Creek Masters. It looks like False Creek Masters is going a little bit wider than perhaps necessary, which is pushing out the 2 boats behind it. Not just 1, but 2 boats behind it, including, I think that's Dragon Zone Premier Women in 17 on the far, far outside.
Okay. They need to have some ground to catch up there.
We will see how they do. There's boat 18 on the far inside. That's Rebels USA. Looking really strong. Let's go USA. Oh, it was boat 13 that I was talking about before. Sorry.
Okay, yep.
But it does look like boat 17, Dragon Zone Premier Women, has passed boats 15 and 14 and 13. Boat 13 now at the back of the pack. That's the Dragon Ladies out of here, Vancouver. Going into their third and final turn at the bottom right of your screen, you can see that's boat number 3, I think. That's LMOCC from San Francisco. Taking a bit of a wide line. Could have gotten a little closer, but that's okay. And at the top left of your screen, you can see boat 5 as well. That's Dragon Zone Premier Open. They've now passed their entire field, and now they're just running their final 250 meters down.
Safe to say they've probably got this, but you never know. We can never call it 100%.
You never know,
yeah.
But they most likely have this race.
We can see them coming down the creek now.
That's right. And a nice, beautiful shot on the bottom right, too. That's the Wham Women crew.
Yes.
Right there. Next to them, that's boat number 12, FCRCC, Senior C Women. So that's pretty impressive.
Okay.
FCRCC is boat 12. Wham is 6. They've passed 6 boats so far to catch up to this boat number 6. And like we said, it's not... We don't know who's winning here because of timing and such. I mean, they've passed so many boats, it's probably them. But it's still pretty exciting when you have 2 boats charging down right next to each other. It's very, very exciting. So coming into their final 20 meters now, that's boat number 5 in the open division, the Dragon Zone Premier Open crew.
And they're just going to power through. It looks like they're just going to do a straight finish, no more ups at the end.
That's right. And that's the first boat over the line. Dragon Zone Premier Open started 5th from the front, and now they have just finished first,
with
most
a
likely.
considerable lead.
And directly behind them is Dragon Zone Premier Opens, which is, I would assume, a sister team or brother team,
brother
perhaps
team.
in this case, right?
Sibling team.
Oh my God! But look at the bottom right. This is
Wow.
its final turn
Oh my
going
gosh.
in. Oh my
This
goodness!
is the women's division
Three
here.
abreast we have here.
Woo.
Whew, actually, some of this is the open division, I think.
Still, hey?
That's pretty exciting.
You're
That's,
right. Yeah, we've got definitely one open boat in the mix there.
Yeah.
Could be boat
Wow,
one
look at this.
in the middle.
Look at the super tight inside lines. That's
Oh,
boat
gorgeous.
16, I think. That's VIP Gorging Dragons Red. We
really
see
nice.
18 following up. That's Rebels USA right behind them. Boat 17 is stuck in the middle there. That's Dragon Zone Premier Women. Let's see how they take this. Woo, nice and clean. They're making sure that they don't bump or hit anyone. Awesome job to these lady steers. 3 and 4 abreast is so difficult to do, honestly.
We have the
and
open teams coming through the
that's right.
last push.
That's Wham Neon Open on the outside, followed by LMOCC, boat number 3, who have now passed the boat that was in front of them, staggered, of course, right? Boat number 2.
Boat one managed to hold on. They've crossed the finish line third,
Yes.
but of course we need to figure out the timing.
Yes,
they
that's
managed to
correct.
hold it though. That was really good.
Yeah, boat number 1, Killer Guppy Warriors. A nice job.
All right, now we're waiting for the women's teams to come charging down the field here.
That's right, and they're about to start. You can see it on the bottom right of your screen. Out in front, that's VIP Gorging Dragons Red. On the inside, there's boat number 6. That's Wham Women. Wham Women is boat 6, and VIP Gorging Dragons Red is 16. VIP Gorging Dragons Red has now passed 10 crews
Oh, goodness.
to get all the way up here. Very impressive
That's
performance.
so impressive.
I mean, there's a reason they were the reigning champs from last year,
This
eh?
is true. But good for Wham Women. They've managed to stay out in the mix.
That's right, and there's boat 12. That's FCRCC Senior C Women. They have also passed a number of crews, and they're staying out in front. And this is why we say, I can't tell you who's probably, quote, winning right now, you
No.
know, unless you sat there with a stopwatch.
Yes. With
Which-
18 stopwatches.
Which some people do.
Some people do.
that.
Yes. Oh boy. They are looking a little tired coming down the last stretch here.
That's
but,
right.
This is a long race.
2,000 meters hurts. It really does.
Oh my gosh.
It's mentally difficult, too, because it's basically 4 back-to-back 500s. And the turns hurt, too. The turns are definitely not easy to do.
No. It's not natural for dragon boats to turn, so there's a lot more effort. And, it's not easier depending where you are in the boat either.
That's right.
It's all brutal.
So coming over the line now, oh, excuse me, on your screen you can see boat 18, that was Rebels USA fighting it out. Coming over the line is boat 12, that's FCRCC Senior C Women. Following pretty close behind them is boat number 16, that's VIP Gorging Dragons Red. And third over the line in the women's division is going to be Rebels USA, which
That's
started as boat
fantastic.
18, the very last boat.
Last
They've
boat.
now caught up, and they're the third over the line. Really nice job. We have a good
Fluster
smattering.
here.
We have a good smattering of the rest of the ladies' crews, including boat 17. That's Dragon Zone Premier Women, who got caught in the middle of a really big turn over there. Boat 15 has relatively clean water. False Creek Masters now coming over the line. Expert steerer, I can see, taking that oar out of the water as much as she possibly can. There she is. They're over the line now. Really nice job, ladies. Coming through the finish together now, we have boats 7 and 14. That's Killer Dragon Guppies in 7 and VIP Gorging Dragons White in 14. Killer Dragon Guppies finishing about 2 seats ahead, 1 seat ahead. But again, it's all staggered, so it doesn't really make a difference. Boat 13 here, that's the Dragon Ladies. And I believe that's the
They
last
are
boat over the
through.
line.
That is it. Oh my gosh.
Wow, that was a very exciting 2K race.
Fantastic.
Very, very exciting.
There's the final horn. Whoa, what a race. There were some great turns there.
Some very terrific turns,
Yeah.
definitely.
So we won't know the results for a little while for this race because they do have to obviously tally everything up, place everybody. Of course, when there's the open teams and the women's teams racing together, they're not placed against each other. So these are 2 divisions racing in 1 race.
That's right. It's just easier to run them at the same time.
That's right.
You know?
Maximize the 18 boats.
Exactly.
The mixed division, of course, is a bigger division, so they get their own race.
And that'll be tomorrow. And I think here we actually have race results from the very last race before this, which was the Premier Women Round 2 qualifier number 5, the final qualifier. And here in first place, we had the Dragon Zone Premier Women with a 217.775. In second was Prairie High Performance Women with a 224.132. And in third was Wasabi Force Women with a 225.116. So barely 1 second separating second and third. But then a very impressive 7 seconds for Dragon Zone Premier Women up to 217. Yeah, very nice.
And then they had an hour and raced again,
They
2,000
sure did.
meters, so good for them.
They sure did, and that really fast number helped seed them into a pretty good position. As we saw, Dragon Zone Premier Women was second to last, meaning second to fastest, beat only by Rebels USA, who started as boat number 18. That was a really, really terrific 2K race, and clean.
Very clean.
Very clean.
No collisions. It
No
didn't look,
collisions.
from our vantage point, no collisions.
No collisions.
Didn't look like any kind of impediment.
Exactly, which is really great. And one of the things that we always say too here is, if you can, try to ride some wakes, because that's the point.
You're allowed.
Yeah. And now on the TD main stage, I think that's Lights actually,
yes.
that we just got a little glimpse of right there. One of our headliners. Really terrific that she's here. So now all 18 boats try to get back into the docks at the same time.
Yeah, good luck, because they have to go two by two. So somebody's going to be climbing over a boat to get out with their very dead legs, I'm sure. And they get a well-earned rest tonight and then come back and do it all again tomorrow.
That's right.
A lot of these paddlers will also probably be in the mixed guts and glory at the end of the day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Unlikely that we'll get the results tonight for this, so check back in the morning. You can always check online as well. And that is it for us today, Matthew.
Yeah, I think that's it. We're both going to head home and get some rest. Let these athletes also get some very well-earned rest.
Yes.
That's right, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Looking forward to a sunnier day, and looking forward to seeing you then.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
I can't stop.